2022-2023 NBA season is the year of health. I am a true hooper. I love basketball, and a lot of times the way that I watch the game is not through a stat sheet. I love just actually watching these players play, who causes fear in the other team's eyes, and I have actually compiled a list of 10 of the scariest players for the 2022-2023 season. We're going to talk about these players, what I believe they have the ability to do this year, and completely change the trajectory of the NBA, causing new teams in the playoffs and even to be title contenders. So if you are a true hooper and want to talk all things NBA hoops, I am your NBA white guy, and that's what I love to do. Now, if you want to bring your opinions to my channel and comments, I bring those up as well. So the only way we can do it is you have to tap that subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. In this channel, I talk all things NBA hoops from a hooper's perspective. And we have some great conversations in the comment sections. I don't want to hide behind a bunch of video and just show it and talk over it. I want to bring true opinion. And so one of my favorite things to do is look at some of these players that really didn't get a fair shot or came off of injury last year or just really had a down season and be like, who's them scary dudes that are going to ball this year? And I think this is going to be a year unlike no other year we've ever seen. There are some incredible players coming back from injury, going to new teams, and I got a top 10 list. I'm going to see if you guys agree with it. The whole goal of this is for you guys to vote at the end of it. Now, I'm doing a top 10 list, but who do you feel will be the best player out of this entire list? Coming in at number 10 is Klay Thompson. Now, he did come back and play last season, so he wasn't fully injured. But if you have these catastrophic injuries, thank the Lord, I never really did. But playing through college, I unfortunately got to see a lot of my teammates tear knees, tear meniscus, have Achilles and come back from these injuries. And you could watch them in practice. And even though they felt like they were giving it their all, they were very timid. They leaned, on these legs differently. And so Klay did that. You saw it last year. We didn't see the Game 6 Klay that we're used to seeing. And even though he was a viable option in that offense, he just didn't quite have that Klay mentality. Now, the best thing about Klay Thompson is no matter if he's 70% or 100, you got to make sure that you're playing defense on him. That's a huge reason that the Warriors won. He is a great defender, but you still, even though he was throwing up bricks all through the playoffs, he had 2-3 defenders on him at all time. Like, you have to watch that. So I think Klay coming back knowing, hey, I went through a whole season, won a chip, I don't care, I'm going all in. That dude's going to be scary this year. Number 9 is on the list for me, and I don't think any other human would put him there. I am super high on Kendrick Nunn. In 2020, I watched this player ascend into, I thought, an all-star caliber player. He had multiple games, 20, 30 plus points, and he just seemed to always be able to get to the rack. Now, I am a big LeBron James fan. I was watching all of that run in the bubble, and the dude was scary. I honestly was like, yes, Jimmy Butler's the best player on the team, but Kendrick Nunn's the dude I fear the most of, kind of ruining this Laker run. He was incredible. Now, he got injured. He didn't get to play all last year. There was rumblings literally throughout the entire season that he was ready and going to come play. I'm kind of glad they just sat him. I hope he's really been working hard and getting healthy, and I think he's going to have a very scary year in the Lakers because the Lakers, as of right now, don't really have a good 7-man rotation. They really have 4 or 5 NBA players, and he's one of them. And so he's going to have to play big minutes, and this is a guy I think who can actually finish games for the Lakers, spreading the floor, moving without the ball, coming off of screens, hitting shots, taking a lot of the pressure off LeBron with dribbling. I really think he's going to be a good player. Number 8, Ben Simmons. I don't care what you think about him being crazy, not playing, injuries. The guy is a machine. He is an all-star. Do not ever take that lightly. If there is a player who makes the all-star team, he is one of the best players in the entire world. Now, this is something that if you listen to any NBA player and they've had great seasons statistically, they've gone into the playoffs, they still want to be an all-star. They want to be a part of that night. And as viewers, watch the NBA All-Star game, and it's usually kind of lackluster until the fourth quarter. It means the world to these players, both contractually and being an NBA All-Star. So when you are a true hooper, that is the one thing that you're trying to go after. That means you are one of the best players in the entire world. And Ben Simmons did that. Now, he's going to go fit in a to roll with the Brooklyn Nets, and I think it's going to be very scary with Kevin Durant, with Kyrie Irving, with Seth Curry, with Joe Harris. He doesn't have to shoot. Everybody says he can't shoot. Great. Go be who you are, a 6'10" point guard who can play defense like one of the best defenders. He can go block to block, run down low, cut screen, just get dunks, layups, whatever, but be a defensive threat. This is going to be a scary Brooklyn Nets team, and this is what all the analysts are talking about, statistics and shooting. I don't care about that. The guy can play lockdown defense at 6'11". He can dribble and handle the ball and facilitate better than most players, and that's why LeBron, you saw him playing with him and loved that dude early on too. So when you got Kyrie Irving and you got Kevin Durant and you got Joe Harris and you got Seth to pass the ball to, watch out. Simmons gonna be that dude this year. Now, I am your NBA white guy, so number 7 comes in. I got to give the love. Tyler Herro. He, again, was another guy. You saw the face, the snarl. He's got that killer mentality. He is a shooter. And now you have, Bam Adebayo. I think he's going to have another great year. I was going to put Bam on this list as well because he just really had an off season. But the Miami Heat are going to be good. You've got Kyle Lowry. You got Jimmy Buckets. You've got Tyler Herro. You've got Bam. I think Tyler really was the light that year when they stretched it all the way to the finals of scoring. He is a real scorer, and he's 6'7", 6'8", comes in with a lot of tenacity. I love that dude, and I think he's going to have a major rebound year because he's got to go get paid too. So watch out for your NBA white guy, Tyler Herro. Again, I want to remind you, I don't hide from anybody. I like to bring my Hoopers perspective, and if you're liking this kind of content, please hit that like button, and also make sure that you're tapping that subscribe button so that you never miss any of my videos. Number 6 on the list is Michael Porter Jr. Again, I just really don't have stats with this. I don't want to bring up this is how many points he scored, this is what he did. I truly watch a game from like how good are these players, what did they do in the postseason, and this is something when you watched Michael Porter with the Nuggets that year that they went deep into the playoffs. It was Jokic and Porter, and I thought last year it was going to be over. Like that duo, again, we sleep on these things. NBA fans are the quickest to forget about players, but this dude was got hurt, and he, remember, in 2018 he was the overwhelming number 1 draft pick if he didn't have that back injury. So he is very injury prone. This list is not predicated on health and injuries. It's just straight up, if this player plays at its top ability, watch out. They are scary, like all-star style players, and Michael Porter is an absolute beast. I want to say, what is he, 6'9", 6'10"? He's super athletic, very long, can shoot the 3. And what did we see in the postseason? He excelled at his game. He ascended, right? A lot of these players, when they go hit the playoffs, we kind of saw it with Tatum in the finals, they really kind of fall. Devin Booker, same thing. They really just plummet in the playoffs. Porter took it right on, in the head, and he just went with it, and that dude is an absolutely scary. I think he could be an all-star player if he has another year. Number 5, I love this dude. I wish I could have moved him up even farther, but y'all know what time it is. Dame time. Now, I used to live in Portland for 2 years and rooted for Dame, and I love his game. I honestly, it's sad to say, I wish he would move on from Portland because he needs to go play for a good team. It sucks. He has no help. He just lost CJ McCollum. Now, I do like that they brought in Jeremy Grant, but man, he's going to be on an island again. That's why he's so scary. There's not a lot of players in the NBA that you go and you watch and you're going to be like, okay, I am fearful that this player single-handedly is going to beat the entire team that I'm rooting for. I got to go watch that, some of those finals games against the Warriors. He literally crosses half court. You got to be on him. He, in my opinion, is the second greatest point guard and one of the top players in the NBA, only behind Steph. And I think he has a lot of the same qualities. And when it comes to being a dog, he's a dog, and he can shoot from anywhere. Watch Dame Time go out there and just be one of the scariest top players again and renounce his name, because Dame Time is that dude. Number 4 on the list, I had to bring a young guy in here again, Jaren Jackson Jr. Maybe it's because it's Jackson and I'm Jackson. No, you have to think about this. I watched him play. He's a very tall kid. He's young. He's athletic. The thing about the Grizzlies, I think they're going to continue to get better. They're one of those young teams. Again, coming from a Hoopers perspective, throughout the season, they're going to win a ton of games and be really scary, but they just don't make that noise in the playoffs. They don't have that experience. The one thing that I think the Grizzlies really, really lack is some vets. They need some real good vets in that locker room. That's going to help them to really win, going forward. Man, if you could get even a Rondo in there to help Ja Morant get his mind straight. But Jaren Jackson, you got to think, think. They lost, two of their big men, and one of them including Steven Adams. So it's really going to come down to Jaren Jackson being the second scoring option, next to Ja Morant. And I think he can fill those shoes. He can play the big role. He knocked down some threes. What did he hit? Like 9 in one game this year. So, he's going to be coming back from injury, and he is a very talented basketball player, and I'm excited to watch that young team. They need to trade and get some vets, but Jaren Jackson, he's going to be one of the top performers, if not an all-star this year. Number 3, Anthony Davis. AD, come on, baby. We've been seeing you in the offseason. You're working. I hated the video of you saying you hadn't shot a ball in like 3-4 months, but as long as you're getting your body healthy, hopefully you fired every trainer that you've been working for in the past. Hopefully you stop wearing all the low-top shoes and you really come in and be bubble Anthony Davis. He's easily one of the top 5 players in the entire NBA when healthy. He is also one of the best players of stretching an entire defense. He can shoot threes. Even though last season he was atrocious, he still had to have a hand in his face. The 1-2 combo with LeBron James and him pick and roll, it's a guaranteed dunk every single time. Anthony Davis, you better have 17 chips on your shoulder. I hope Darvin Ham brings out the best in you. I really wish that Rasheed Wallace would have been the assistant coach to even instill more of a dog in you, but I think that Patrick Beverley's going to do that. Watch AD. With everybody trash talking him this year and being weak, he's going to come out and have himself a season, and if we get full on AD, that right there makes the Lakers a very scary team. Number 2 on the list, the Claw. I don't even really like watching the dude, but he's just so fundamentally sound. He's incredible at defense. He never misses a mid-range jumper, and he's just a bona fide winner. Everywhere he goes, he wins. He is one of the best players when he is healthy. Now, he's the dude, like I mentioned with Klay, where that first year you come off an injury, it's a little bit. See, Kawhi Leonard, he takes all the extra time that he needs. Klay's the kind of guy who will just rush to get in because he's a straight hooper, but Kawhi Leonard, he's a guy who's going to take his time. So I think Kawhi Leonard's going to be coming in healthy again. I don't believe that they are the best team in LA. Everybody else is saying that, but Kawhi Leonard this year, he is bound to be, obviously, I think probably one of the best players to kind of regain that title. It wasn't but about 3 years ago that it was him number 1, according to people, and then LeBron, Giannis, KD. So he's already been, touted as the number 1 player in the NBA a few times. He comes back healthy. That Clippers team will be scary, whether I want to say it or like it or not. Kawhi Leonard has the ability to be not only the best player coming out of injury and one of the scariest players, but one of the best players in the NBA. And there's just no other way to put it. So everybody is so quick to forget, but we ain't gonna forget about the Claw this season. Number 1 on the list, this is the easiest number 1 of all time. It's your boy Zion Williamson. He is a machine. When the dude came in, he was basically a 30-10 guy. He makes everybody in the NBA look like a little baby. He's going to be nasty. The dude wanted to play last year. Every time you saw him, every cell phone video, he's doing triple windmill dunks. He's a bad dude. And I'm telling you, with that team down there, now you do have CJ McCollum. He is kind of playing that vet role. You got Brandon Ingram. This team, you watch out. I think the Pelicans are going to make a big noise this year, and I think Zion is easily going to be not only an all-star, but talked as one of the best players in the entire NBA, and he has a chance to be up there with, a Giannis and some of these top 3 players. We don't need him shooting threes. Everybody's going to kill him on that. The dude shot 62% from the field. That was one of the highest field goal percentages. He just rips rebounds out of people's hands. He is ripping rims down. He's going to be the easiest, scariest player in the entire NBA this season. I cannot wait to watch Zion Williamson play. So that's my top 10. Again, you guys rank right now. Out of those 10, who do you feel is going to have the biggest breakout season? And who did I miss? Who do you feel is going to have the biggest breakout season, be the scariest player off of injury and health this season that I missed? I am your NBA white guy. I talk all things NBA hoops from a hooper's perspective. And if you like that kind of content, then make sure you are tapping that subscribe button and you click the bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. And until the next video, my homies, we'll catch you later.